The world population yesterday touched the dreaded 8 billion mark. The United Nations has attributed the growth to human development, with people enjoying longer life due to the advancement in medical science, nutrition and personal hygiene, along with higher fertility rates, especially in poorer countries. Even as the UN said the milestone was an occasion to celebrate human diversity, the rise by a billion in 11 years is a massive concern for environmental impacts. Good morning, I'm Abheudaya Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. The issues of underprivileged and marginalized communities limited to election slogans. Candidates fail to address the problems of persons with disabilities, among others. Morang Constituency 6 draws attention as NC leader Shekhar Koirala runs against Lal Babu Pandit of CPN-UML once again. Candidates in Kailali 1 focused on Tikapur incident. 2 people killed in Poland after missiles allegedly from Russian source land near the Ukrainian border. Polish media says Russian missiles are responsible. Russia denies reports. And UAE elect to bat first against Nepal in the second one-day international currently underway. Nepal trailed the series 1-0. Nepal to play an international football friendly with Pakistan later today. Candidates have reached the camp of the victims of the expansion of Suklafanta Wildlife Reserve to try and convince voters for the November 20th election. However, the victims seem unconvinced, saying that the assurances have remained the same in the past 2 decades. 31 task forces were formed to address their issues, but the victims' repeated calls for provision of land compensation have only met deaf ears. The government repeatedly displaced the human settlements during the expansion of Suklafanta Wildlife Reserve in Kantipur. Among the displaced families, 5,200 of them were provided compensations, while many others are still waiting for their resettlement. The local residents, who were displaced time and again until 2 decades ago, have been compelled to live in temporary shelters near riverbanks, roadsides and public lands. They still recall the promises made by past candidates and political leaders during the election period and have grown frustrated with similar promises of the candidates for this coming Sunday's election. Those who were born when their families were displaced are now eligible to vote. However, the 2-decade struggle of their families for their rights and compensation still continues. Previously known as the Suklafanta Wildlife Reserve, the area has already been upgraded to a national park. Political parties and election candidates have been harping on various agendas of development among voters. However, the parties have failed to incorporate the issues of public with disabilities in their election manifestos. Nepali Congress, in its election manifesto, has pledged to provide free insurance to those with disabilities. The party has given assurances of distributing white canes and wheelchairs and constructing accessible bus stations. Likewise, CPN-UML's election manifesto boasts of constructing accessible structures for disabled students and of providing special education. However, the disabled community says political parties and the government have both been giving out assurances of inclusivity for years now. Meanwhile, CPN Maoist Center has failed to come up with a disability inclusion agenda. People with disabilities in Nepal have been divided into 10 categories. However, the general understanding is that only visually and physically impaired are disabled. Those with disabilities have been deprived of job opportunities as they have been categorized as unproductive. Meanwhile, the government policy has been limited to disabled allowance. Based on a census conducted in the Nepali fiscal year 2068, the physically challenged comprise 2% of the total population, which is around 550,000. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. Why are the issues of underprivileged and marginalized communities discussed only during elections? Your options are A, thinking of them as mere vote banks, B, irresponsible government, and C, results of the failure to be organized. The voting is on. Type in EWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Morang Constituency 6 has caught the attention of poll experts and the general public alike for the House of Representatives election, as Nepali Congress leader Dr. Shekhar Koirala is vying against Lal Babu Pandit of CPN-UML yet again. The ruling coalition has fielded Koirala of Nepali Congress against Pandit of CPN-UML and Gopal Chetri of Rashtriya Prajatantra Party among a total of 16 candidates for the lower house. In the previous election, Pandit, who was supported by the Communist Alliance, had secured a close victory against Koirala by 675 votes. Pandit, who has served as a minister on 2 occasions, has said that he is in the fray again to complete the projects he had started. Other candidates have prioritized issues related to citizenship, land squatters, expansion of Biratnagar airport to regional capacity, developing Biratnagar as an industrial city, and construction of embankment to address problems caused by inundation after floodings in Keshlia and Singia rivers. However, the voters have several grievances with the candidates. They have alleged the political candidates of abusing them as vote banks and ignoring their promises after winning the elections. Morung Constituency 6 includes ward numbers 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11 and 12 of Biratnagar Metropolis, ward numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 of Sundar Hauracha Municipality and all the wards of Buriganga Rural Municipality. Resham Chaudhary, elected to the House of Representatives from Kailali Constituency 1 in the previous election, has been behind bars for the past 5 years after being convicted in the infamous Tikapur incident. His spouse, Ranjita Shrestha, is now contesting from the same constituency in the November 20 election. As the Nagrik Unmukti Party, led by Ranjita, has raised the Tikapur incident as their major election agenda, candidates of the ruling coalition and opposition CPN-UML have also followed suit. 7 individuals, including Resham Chaudhary, are serving their jail term after being found guilty in the infamous Tikapur incident, while 36 others are still at large. The Nagrik Unmukti Party, now chaired by Resham's spouse, has been raising this issue and also secured victories at Tikapur Municipality, Joshipur Rural Municipality, Bhajani Municipality and Janaki Rural Municipality in the local level election. The constituency has all 9 wards of Tikapur Municipality, 2 wards of Bhajani Municipality, 5 wards of Janaki Rural Municipality and 7 wards of Joshipur Rural Municipality. The ruling coalition has fielded Ram Janam Chaudhary of Nepali Congress, while Tapendra Rawal is CPN-UML's candidate in the constituency. All the candidates have claimed that their victory would help find an outlet to the issue related to the Tikapur incident. Kailali Constituency 1 has a total of 106,703 voters. 11 candidates are contesting for the House of Representatives, while 19 are in the fray for the Provincial Assembly. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces what kind of representatives would they prefer to elect in the upcoming elections. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
समस्याहरु जनताहरुका जिउका तिउरए
विकास प्रेमी जनप्रतिनिधिले जित्नु पर्छ
हामीलाई गफ भन्दा काम गर्ने
मैले समृद्धि चाहिएको छ नि खुशी नेपाली सुखी नेपाली
The world population has crossed the 8 billion mark. Apart from being the number of inhabitants of any particular country, population is also an indicator of several crucial aspects of the economy. Nations successful in ensuring sound use of their human resources have prospered socially, economically, and politically. However, despite 40% of the population being youth, there are concerns if Nepal would soon be an aging country without making the most of its young populace. China has the highest population at 1.45 billion, while the population of India stands at 1.41 billion. Both of these nations are rising economic giants. With a population of 280 million, Indonesia is the 16th largest economy of the world. Japan, Korea, and Taiwan have also produced optimum economic success from their native human resources, while Indonesia, Vietnam, and Cambodia, among other East Asian nations, are growing rapidly with the contribution from their population. In quite a sharp contrast, Nepal, despite 40% of its population being youth, has not been able to reap desired progress. Population is a driving force for any economy. Proper use of the human resources can ensure economic prosperity and social development, while its reverse can lead to poverty and famine, as seen in many African nations. Meanwhile, India is expected to have the highest population of the world by 2023 as the population growth rate of China is on a decline. It's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
Host Nepal are currently playing the United Arab Emirates in the second match of the three-match one-day international series. In the match ongoing at the TU cricket ground in Kantipur, UAE won the toss and elected to bat first. Nepal have gone for one change, bringing Arif Sheikh in place of Hari Shankar. When the report last reached us, UAE once again got off to a rollicking start as they have scored 36 runs without loss in 5 overs. Nepal trailed the three-match series 1-0 after losing the first match by 84 runs. UAE will claim the series with a win today, with a match still in hand. In the first match, UAE had given Nepal a victory target of 264 runs. Nepal managed to score only 179 runs and UAE convincingly defeated Nepal by 84 runs. Team Nepal's new captain Rohit Paudel will be looking for his first win in one-day internationals today. This series against UAE has been considered important ahead of the World Cricket League 2. Nepal had defeated UAE in their home turf in 2019 by winning the three-match series 2-1. Nepal came from a match down to win that series. Nepal's men's national football team is set to play an international friendly against Pakistan today. Managing the senior men's team for the first time in his career, coach Pravesh Kotwal has said that selecting the squad was a major challenge. Addressing the pre-match press conference held yesterday, Coach Kotwal said that many players were compelled to leave the country in the absence of a proper domestic football structure with a competitive league and tournaments. More than a dozen players have left Nepal in the past months alone because of the absence of the Martyrs Memorial A-Division League, knockout tournaments and international exposure. However, Kotwal expressed belief that available players would perform well against Pakistan today. Team Nepal is being led by Rohit Chand as the captain for the first time. The responsibility of leading the team was assigned to Chand as regular captain, and custodian Kiran Chemjong, who is playing his professional football in India, was not available for the friendly. Stand-in captain Chand has said that the clash against Pakistan will not be an easy match for the hosts. Pakistan are returning to international football after a hiatus of 3 years as their football association was banned by FIFA. Despite the ban on the Football Association, Pakistani players have been playing professional football in Europe and other places. Pakistan coach and captain have said that the international friendly against Nepal was a great opportunity for them to assess their standards. Team Nepal are yet to secure a win against Pakistan in 5 matches since 2010. Nepal had suffered a 2-1 defeat against Pakistan in their recent match under the 2018 SAF Championship. The match today, scheduled for a 5:15 p.m. kickoff, will be broadcast live on Kantipur TV HD. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.